So after Dara Shikoh writes a letter to Guru Har Rai Sahib stating that he wants to meet him and he wants to understand Brahmgyaan because he doesn't he's been in the company of saints and he doesn't see the world as something that's desirable for him anymore. And he writes a letter called the Shaunknama, and then Guru Har Rai Sahib responds to him, and then he eventually gets to meet him while he's on the run after Aurangzeb's armies throw him, make him run away from Delhi. So he was at Kiratpur, and then Guru Har Rai Sahib was in Goindwal at that time, and then he met him there, right on the shores of the Beas in Goindwal Sahib. And Kavi Santokh Singh Ji writes this account of how Guru Har Rai Sahib tells him the Brahmgyaan, what he was looking for.
Okay.
And Kavi Santokh Singh just fabulously writes it, and then Gyani Sher Singh Ji just like takes the translations to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fabulous. From a scholarly level, Gyani Sher Singh Ji is like the scholar of scholars.
That is. Yeah.
And so basically I've taken his translations and I've translated that into English now.
Okay.
And this is very important because it talks about the depths of Brahmgyaan and how to achieve it. And this is basically, after this is where Dara Shikoh becomes a Brahmgyani. So Shri Satguru Har Rai Ji is a giver of bhukti, the worldly pleasures and mukti. He saw the pure heart of the wise Dara Shikoh. And I'm just actually going to go where he begins speaking to him. He says to Dara Shikoh, Shabash, great work. You've escaped from the ship of vices and desires. You wish to fix your focus into your Atma, the Brahm. You wish to be in bliss, which is everlasting. The Gyanis do many tasks and practices to understand their Atma within them. Now, the practices that Kavi Santokh Singh or Guru Har Rai Sahib is referring to is basically doing meditations, doing tapasya, doing yoga, doing kirtan. Right? These are the practices that they're talking about to understand what the Atma is. And Guru Sahib says, there is nothing beyond this. This task that you wish to complete, someone needs to help you with. And this is where the Guru is very important. The worldly tasks like yags, digging wells. Now, when Guru Sahib says yags, one important thing to understand is, even when Kavi Santokh Singh says a yag is done, the most important part of the yag is actually the langar.
Okay.
The yag is where they're reading ceremonial verses over their ceremony, but the langar portion is considered the most important part. So that's what Kavi Santokh Singh is making reference to. So he says the worldly tasks of doing yag, digging wells, and making ponds or sarovars. Right now, by this is with wells, water is given to is given to everybody, and with sarovars and ponds, even animals can come and bathe and drink water. So this is considered one of the most highest acts a person can do.
Okay.
He says, so which these give joy to the world here and the next. So this is how to fix your karma. But you can't do them alone, he says. If you start to do these tasks alone, you will not succeed. Many tasks require a lot of help. The powerful people can do these tasks who get help. The one who receives help, the task is completed with ease. Without help and without skill, there is doubt in the success of the task. If you have help and you have skill, the task is done without worries. The task of Brahmgyaan, now this is where Guru Sahib actually gets to the main point now. He gave examples, now he's going to tell them the real thing. The task of Brahmgyaan is really big. It is the highest. It is the hardest. But the Simran of the Satnam can complete it with ease. That Simran is given to you by the Guru, the Satguru. Whoever the Satguru gives this to, their task is completed with ease. The Brahmgyaan is then illuminated. It comes out of you. It illuminates. The Guru saves you from many problems and obstacles by extending his hand. Other than the Guru, no one else can show you the way. It is impossible without the Guru to achieve the Brahmgyaan. Guru Granth Sahib Ji explained this in the verses. I'll just kind of briefly go over it. I'll just talk about the meanings. It's Mahalla Pehla. Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying it says, Nanak, the ones who do not think of the Guru, they think they are wise. They are like burnt sesame left abandoned on the field. Those abandoned on the field have no master. They can't have 100 masters. They sprout and grow, but only ash comes from them. And another, this is from Ang 463. And another one from the Slok Varante Vadik, Mala Bella. It says, if you are a swimmer and want to cross the water by swimming across, then ask the ones that have crossed before you on how to cross it.
Okay.
The wise ones that know how to cross, they will tell you that whirlpools will destroy you. This is on Ang 1410.
Okay.
Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Then Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji goes further. He goes, many read Granths and become wise. They wish for the bliss of Brahmgyaan, but they don't do the Simran of the Satnam given to them by the Guru. Their task does not succeed. They are like the burnt sesame that only has hash. Nobody takes care of them at the end time. So because there's nobody to protect them.
Yeah.
Whom the complete Satguru supports, they undoubtedly receive the Brahmgyaan. They receive the faith from the Guru. I remember in Sar Katha, he says, when you sit with your Guru, the one thing the Guru actually gives you is faith and devotion. That only comes from sitting with the Guru. The one who wishes to cross the sea and has strength in his or her arms, they should ask a ferryman, which will make their task easier. They can find out where the water is deep or stronger. Otherwise, the waves and whirlpools cannot be known of their whereabouts.
Okay.
There are some places in the sea that can pull you in and won't let you go. And this is funny because the first thing that crossed my mind was Bermuda Triangle. And Kavi Sandok Singh interestingly kind of touches upon that. He says, you cannot know where those places are. They can pull in ones who are swimming in the water and the birds flying above. The pole takes everything in and doesn't let anything go. The flying birds are pulled in and drowned. The ferrymen can advise you well on where these are. They will tell you to go left, right, or straight to go across. In the same way, the complete Sadguru can show you the way. The Sadguru can save you from your desires, anger, ego, and others. The Sadguru colors you in the color of Satanam. That Sikh is dead to the worldly pleasures while being alive, drenched in the color of the Satanam. So the main thing that they're talking about is you have to turn your mind away from the worldly pleasures and go towards inside, because those pleasures, either you will leave them or they will leave you.
But and you need a teacher.
And you need a teacher to basically show you the way. They need, need a teacher to guide you along with. That's why you need to read Gurbani every day. Wherever and whenever the Sikh is in pain, the Guru supports them and relieves the pain. The ones who are without the Simran of Satnam, they listen now. They listen to Gurbani, they listen to Gyan. They listen to see their Atma, they want to see their Atma. It is doubtful that they will receive Brahmgyaan. Who will destroy their vices? Their coming and going from this world is not destroyed. That means they'll keep on taking births in this world.
Yeah, okay.
Without help, how will they get across? Nobody can save them by giving their hand. What will they do? Who don't have the Satnam, they will suffer. For this reason, listen to this wisdom, Dara Shikoh. That which will destroy all the pains and give you joy, think of the master of the universe. So this is where there's a Simran comes in. The Prabhu is infinite, who helps the servants. The one Brahm is everlasting, nothing else. Now, you have to also understand that the Atma is the same as Brahm. So it is also everlasting. Listen to this without any doubts. Don't have any doubts with it, he says. There is only one, nothing else.
That's correct.
Right? So there's no duality. There's no you, me, or whatever. There's only one. If one understands this, he or she is called a Rathi warrior. A Rathi warrior is a person who can fight 100 soldiers or enemies with full attention. But that one needs help while fighting. The one that fights with his or her own vices. Okay, so you're fighting, you're hiding now. You're the one who's listening and understanding. Or you're listening, right? But you're trying to fight with your vices, but you still need help. Listening to the Katha of Hari will help them. The Simran of Satanam will also help. The vices and desires are destroyed. I am Atma Brahm. This is one of the Mahavaks of the Vedas. My Atma is the Brahm, he says. The one who accepts this and incorporates it into his or her life, that person calls a Maharathi. A bigger warrior. Now this warrior has a strength to fight 10,000 of the enemy. When there are more than 10,000 enemies, they wish for help. They become stronger. The Simran of Satnam gives them more power and makes the vices run away. When one sees the all-pervading light, the doubt is erased. So one of the things is, the Atma exists on its own and it is all-pervading. That's a concept you need to understand. Like, the Atma is homogeneous. It's not less in one and more in another. It's all-pervading. It's self-illuminating. Nothing's burning to make it illuminate. This is something. It's a concept that comes quite a bit in Kavi Santokh Singh Ji's Guru Granth Sahib Ji and Vedanta as well. So the all-pervading light, it erases all the doubt. Now, what's a doubt? I've mentioned doubt so many times. What is this doubt that is talked about? The doubt that is talked about is, and even when the word param comes in Gurbani,
The ifs and buts people have?
no, not exactly. It's not the ifs and buts. That's why I touched on this. The doubt is the ultimate doubt. The doubt is that we think we are the body.
Yeah, we think this is real.
Yes. We think we are the body, and our goal is just to feed it, just to nurture it, and that's it. We don't look beyond it.
Yeah, we get attached to it so bad.
We doubt the fact that the Atma is everywhere the same, and we are really Atma. I mean, look at it. This is my hand.
Right.
This is my foot.
Right.
Right. This is my phone.
Yes.
This is my bottle.
Yes.
Right. But who is me?
That's correct. Yeah.
Is it the mind? Because you say, oh, my mind doesn't like this.
So it's a whole different.
So it's not even your mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Who is you? Who is the one? My eye. I'm seeing this. Who is I?
Yes.
Right? You can say Jaswinder, but that's a name that my parents gave me.
That's right.
So who am me? Who am I?
You gotta dig deeper.
Right? This is the doubt that one person cannot see that they really are the Atma, the thing that ever existed, will exist always. Right? The one which is fully aware. The Atma doesn't go into any state of sleep or non-existence. The Atma is always aware.
Yes, it's
right?
existing.
And it's always in bliss. And the only reason why we can't see the Atma,
it's covered with Maya.
It's covered with Maya and the filth of our karmas.
Yes, okay.
So this is the doubt that that needs to be erased. So the doubts of religion, caste, high, low, rich, poor, old, young, everything is destroyed. Okay? With the Atma coming out. This is the Atarati. He or she does not need any help. They can kill many all alone. This is after they become Brahmgyani. No vices sprout in them. No desire comes up because there's nothing to grow on. There's no duality anymore. They are above sin and virtue. They see themselves everywhere. A person only makes efforts till two exists. Okay?
Yeah.
Now this is important because a person's only going to do karma to achieve something because they see themselves as them. The body is them.
Yes.
And not everywhere else. Right? And he goes on to listen to Katha is the fire of the jungle. So this is where listening comes down. Now in Japji Sahib we talk about Sune Podiyan, Manne Podiyan.
That's right.
And the ones after people don't really know, but it's called Nidhyasan Podiyan. This is where you incorporate things into your life.
Okay.
Right? So
applying it to your life.
4 Sune Podiyan, 4 Manne Podiyan. Then there's the 4 Nidhyasan Podiyan.
Okay.
All right. And talks about Sargun, Satogun, Tamogun, and so on.
Okay.
So they're saying to listen, right, is like the jungle fire. You know, the fire in the jungle, right, becoming with friction of two things together. But it can be put out by rain. You know, you can say as vices can come, desires can come, and it can put this fire out.
Yeah.
Right.
Without any issues. Yes.
Yeah. To accept the Katha and incorporate it into your life. This is like lightning fire.
Okay.
So lightning fire is pretty strong, but what happens with that? It disappears quickly.
Okay.
It disappears, but it's not destroyed. It only hides.
Okay.
But in that sense, now that you have, what it's saying is you have the knowledge, you know how to apply it because you accepted it, right? You can use it whenever you want to.
Yes.
To kill whatever you want to.
You You know how
So
to do it.
it hides,
Okay.
but it's not always pervading.
Okay.
Now the next one says, when one sees the all-pervading light, that is like the fire within the ocean. I'm assuming this is talking about lava coming out in the ocean,
Oh, okay.
right? So there's fire. It can burn anything, right? It is indestructible and doesn't hide. This is the Brahmgyani. Day and night, the fire exists forever. It destroys the ignorance. Now let's talk about the ignorance. It's talking about the Agyan. The Agyan, the thing that we don't know, that we are the Brahm. That is the ignorance that is referring to.
Okay.
I think that was most important thing that I wanted to highlight.
Yes.
It destroys all the vices. Listen, Dara Shikoh, become the lover of Satanam. Take the support of Simran. Without a doubt, your focus will be fixed within your real form, the Atma. Slowly discard the thinking that you are the body. You are not the body, nor is it yours. You are not the mind, nor is it yours. And this is one thing I remember Gandhiji telling us as well. You know, this is not your phone, and you are not the phone. This is not your hand, you are not the hand. What happens when the hand gets cut off? Can you feel it anymore? No.
No, you can't.
Right?
That's right.
So he says, the body and its relations are temporary. They're not going to last forever. Do not get attached to them. Accept the will of the Prabhu as sweet. So whatever happens to you, I know we kind of, I've read many translations where, accept the will.
Yes.
What does that mean though? Right? We don't really ponder on what that means until you kind of get to Pai Gurdas Ji's Vara and you get to the Vedanta Granth.
Okay.
Accepting will basically means what you need to understand is that if you stop making any efforts towards gaining anything, I know this is going to sound a little, old school rejection where, a lot of people say, well, we're supposed to live a grist life.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to work to what we need.
Yeah, and we need money, we need the house,
right.
We need,
But if you want to understand the Brahmgyaan, you need to detach yourself from the want.
Yeah.
Just do the action that's required and don't care about the outcome.
So survival?
Survival, yes. Work towards what you want to get in life, but don't get attached to the reward.
Yeah.
Right, is what they're saying. This is how Gristi
because the wanting never ends.
Yeah. And so what happens is accept the will is, now this may be a concept not easily understood or not easy to digest.
Yeah.
But they're saying if you don't do anything, your past karma will actually just get you what you need.
But what if, okay, so good and bad?
Both.
Okay.
And when you're in pain, you need to think about, it's some bad karma that's being spent now. So you have to think as karma as an account balance, both good and bad.
Yeah, I've read about that.
Right. Yeah. So when you're experiencing pleasures, you're also taking away your good karma.
That's right. That's right.
And so hence the reason why you shouldn't go into the pleasure state too much.
Okay.
Right. So he says the body and its relations are temporary. Do not get attached to it. Accept the will of Prabhu as sweet. So just accept whatever happens because it was meant to be, and you won't be able to stop it, good or bad. So just accept it. Right. What didn't exist in the beginning and will not exist in the end is also non-existent in the middle as well. It's just an illusion. Okay, so it's talking about the body.
Okay.
The body which runs on food, right? That's what it's called, Annamekosh. The senses, now senses being like sight, sound, smell, touch, right? Sight, sound, smell, taste, right? We got them all.
Yeah.
The senses, and then what you call the antashkara. The antashkara is made up of four things, essentially the same thing, but they're considered four. The man, which is the mind, which makes the efforts.
Okay.
The buddhi, which is the wisdom or the one that makes the judgments.
Okay.
The chit, where the desires come from within the mind, and the hankar, ego, which says, that was me that's doing it.
Okay, man.
Yeah, the me, the man. So this is the antashkara. And now Guru Har Rai Sahib says, you are above all this. Believe this. All these things don't exist in the deep sleep as you are not aware of them.
That's true.
That is the Atma, but you can't see it because of the filth on the buddhi from your karma.
Interesting.
Right? So in the sense, you do touch Brahmgyaan every night when you go into deep sleep, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
This is a story. When you're awake and you can get to that stage, that's called Nirvikalp Samadhi. This is where you go into deep Samadhi, but that's a different topic.
Okay.
And he says, I have shown you the way, do this task of Simran. you will see your Atma. See, the items of this world is temporary. They will not exist one day. Neither will your body. Don't get attached to these things. These are given to you because of your past karma. Receiving and separating from them, joy and sorrow, stay above from all of this. Right? Now, just like I said, they said you were given your body because of your past karmas.
Right.
So what happens when you receive Brahmgyaan, it's like you pulling the cord from a fan, but the fan keeps running till the power, the potential power still is there.
Right. Okay.
And when the potential power runs out, the fan stops.
Right.
So when you hit Brahmgyaan, your body will still exist till as much as your karma allows you to. And then after that, the body will finish.
Gotta basically go to zero.
Yeah, the karma will go to zero.
Yeah.
And what Gyaniji says is that the way you still have good and bad karma left, and the way the saint gives away the good karma is through blessings, and the saint's bad karma, however little is left, is taken by the slanderers, the people who talk about saints.
About them
bad.
in India, and then
the bad karma goes to
going to them.
Yeah,
that's why in India is just like doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, that's why it's
interesting.
all. Yeah.
That's why the sadhu sants lets the other karo me in India. It's all good.
Man. Yeah, do mine. Slander me as much as you want to. I really don't care.
Yes.
And he says, receiving and separating from them, joy and sorrow, stay above all this. Only the Atma is true. Only think about the Atma. So he says basically just think about the Atma. I am Brahm, but don't say it from your mouth. Just think it. That you are Brahm. Everything is Brahm.
Right.
Don't get mad at anybody because they are Brahm as well. You know, who are you going to get mad at? It's all the same. There is nothing beyond it. Knowing this, your bonds will be broken. Knowing it with faith, you won't be born again and will not die again. Your problems will be destroyed. This is the knowledge of the ultimate. Hearing about it and saying this will give you peace as well. If you notice Hari Katha, every time you listen to the Katha of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, it calms you down. It puts you in a state of stillness. And
listening to Kirtan. Yes.
Right? This is where he basically ends it. But, you know, Kavi Santokh Singh just comes across these parts of Brahmgyaan that are just fabulous. It's sad that it's not being done Katha in the Gurdwara too much.
Or a lot of it is taken out.
A lot of it is skipped, taken out because some people don't understand it. But this is very important. And then after that, Dara Shikoh becomes a Brahmgyani.
Okay.
And then history takes place. Then when he had to give his life, he didn't really care.
He didn't care. Okay.